Africa, where gunfire has echoed across Goma, the largest city in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, after M23 rebels backed by Rwanda claimed control. This follows a deadly escalation along the border with Rwanda, where both sides exchanged fire. DRC's spokesman confirmed the presence of Rwandan troops in Goma and urged calm. The M23's victory comes after a 48-hour deadline for Congolese troops to surrender expired. Residents reported violence and chaos, with panic sweeping through the city's 2 million people. South African President Cyril Ramaphosa spoke to Rwanda's Paul Kagame, calling for a ceasefire after 9 South African peacekeepers were killed. We're joined by a guest for this one. We're looking at speaking to Gautam Mukherjee, who is a senior journalist. Now, Gautam, thank you for joining us. This sort of conflict that has arisen has been going on for 30 years or so, but I want to get an understanding from you why this has kicked off now. Of course, we know that the east of the Democratic Republic of Congo is a mineral-rich region, but why is there the fighting there, and why has it really intensified over recent days?
Well, it's as you said, it's a conflict that's been there for 30 years. It will flare up whenever there's a power struggle. And what we have today is yet another power struggle. And so much so that they're attacking the peacekeepers.
And looking at the comments that have been made by Marco Rubio, we know that he's had a phone call with the Congolese president, really condemning these attacks from Rwanda and the M23 rebel groups. Why do you think the United States are getting involved in this conflict?
Well, I think you said it straight off that there is enormous mineral wealth that has been found afresh. And as a consequence, there will be a lot of people trying to get into it. One of the possibilities is China. Another possibility is Russia. So America feels it is important to get involved so that they don't walk off with the proceeds.
Looking at the fighting which has broken out in the streets, reports are there that fighting and fracas between the rebels and government forces are almost taking up every single street in the eastern city. Do you think that this will have an impact on civilians? We've already seen tens of thousands flee.
Yes, it is designed to create chaos, have most of the civilian population leave, and then it's basically the rebels want to seize power, and the government of Congo is trying to survive. So that is what is going on. Civilians are pawns. They will have to leave. At least for the time being.
Just to finish off, there are potentially up to 100 militarized groups in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Why specifically is Rwanda backing the M23, and how far do you think this rebel group can go in the country?
It depends on how many weapons they are supplied and how much ammunition they have and how much money is being poured into their battle. So it's really the people behind the actual rebels that have to be investigated, and that is what I think America is very keen on doing, so that the tap can be shut off and this brought to a close.
Gautam Mukherjee, thank you very much for joining us. We will continue to bring you the latest and the updates as they come from the Democratic Republic of Congo. We now move to Israel, who have confirmed that 8 of the 26 hostages due for release by Hamas are dead, while the Palestinian Islamic Jihad released a video of Arbel Yahoud, whose release was delayed. Over 300,000 people have fled to northern Gaza, with the UN warning of urgent needs. Here is the full update.
Israel confirmed that 8 of the remaining 26 hostages due for release by Hamas are dead. The news comes after Hamas released a list of the hostages.
I can confirm that Israel has received from the Hamas terrorist organization, a list that includes the status of all of the 33 hostages due to be released in this first stage. The list from Hamas matches Israel's intelligence.
Amid the ceasefire, the Palestinian Islamic Jihad released a video of hostage Arbel Yahoud, who is set to be freed on Thursday. Her release was delayed, with Hamas instead freeing 4 IDF soldiers instead. Over 300,000 people have fled to northern Gaza, with the UN warning of immense needs. Thousands are heading north after Israel and Hamas reached a deal for the release of more hostages, fueling hope for a better future.
كل الناس طبعا تستنى كانت في هذه اللحظة السنة بشوق وحنين وندعو من الله أن يكون القادم أفضل من ما مضى. الشعب دفع ثمن غالي جدا.
But Human Rights Watch also highlights life-threatening conditions for pregnant women and babies due to Israel's blockades and attacks on health facilities. Furthermore, Israel's renewed focus on the West Bank has led to airstrikes, killing 2 Hamas fighters in Tulkarim, while UN experts warn of escalating violence in Jenin and other areas. The attacks on vital infrastructure and home raids are worsening the humanitarian crisis. Bureau Report, NewsX.